Hi, this is Dave Perry, and you're watching Retro Gaming Revival live.
Good evening, everybody. Eagle-eyed viewers will have spotted a retro intro there for a brief moment. Oh,
Yeah,
that brought back some memories.
It was a blast from the past, that one.
It was. This is Dave Perry. Oh, man. Phenomenal times. Welcome to the Total Evercade Podcast. It is Monday. It is Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, Monday.
It's just gone 9 o'clock, and it is time for Total Evercade Podcast. So welcome, everybody. Everybody in the chat, you are most welcome. We will get to who we have in just a moment. On the panel this evening, we have got Triangle Face Tim.
Good evening.
Good evening, Tim. Are you keeping good?
Yes, I'm good. Ready to
Super
talk Evercade.
Evercade. Funny that as a Total Evercade podcast, we could talk about anything, but no, Evercade will be the topic. Bludders, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. You should have noticed we are only in one stream at the minute because I've received my official YouTube merch with the guys from the head office of YouTube have sent me it, so I don't no longer need to do that other the mobile version. So yeah, I've also done a GIF. Well, I can't see who it's gone to yet because my phone's not loading it up, so I'll call it out later. The only person who has had a trouser accident is Andy because he should have been here. So,
yes, poor Andy. And Andy's had his first trouser accident.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think it is.
Oof. You could make it doesn't it just happened to me for a good few weeks. We have got Matt Upton. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening, everybody. I've got my TEP t-shirt on, so it must be a Monday night and ready to go.
Super duper. And if people want to get their own TEP t-shirt, you can find all the merch in the bit down there somewhere where you can click on things and buy stuff. Ooh. And also, the man, the myth, the legend, we have Derek Sir Top and Hat. Good evening, Derek. Nope.
Or not.
Literally.
Live trouser accident happened.
No.
Boom.
So I'd imagine Derek will be back in just a moment. He did freeze for a bit, but I thought, you know what? I will just keep plowing on just in case. And no, he's disconnected. He'll be back any moment, I'm sure. So we've got a stacked chat this evening. We have got Nicholas Skippins. Good evening, Nick. I hope you're good. Dave Newland. Good to see you, David. Rob Taylor. Always good to see you, my friend. Obsolete Worlds. Welcome. We have got the Brooksy. Oh, good evening, Brooksy. Oh, Christ, I'm going to try and pronounce that. Mr. KG? That'll do for me. Mr. KG. Cage Thunder! I just can't help but feel that that's like a wrestling name. Is it a wrestling name? If not, you
sounds more like a wrestling pay-per-view than a wrestler themselves.
Caged Thunder, yeah. Who's going to take part in the Caged Thunder match? Mr. Nick Craddock, good evening, Nick. Keeping good. Vernon Couchman, always good to see you. Colin Brown is in the house. Mossy, good evening, Mossy. Gamertron, always good to see you. Am I Tech? We have got a stacked chat. You are all very, very welcome. Please do join along in the chat with the topics this evening. Get your thoughts, get your opinions, get them all in there. Do you know what? I would love to have Dorbs back on for a special
Sure, I was just thinking in that video at the start, he's smiling while holding a copy of a Final Fantasy game, and it's just that's in there.
It is. I feel like that is
Very out of character.
Very. And here he is. It's Derek. How are you, Derek?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Had a little gremlin in the connection there.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, it's been a bit dodgy the last couple of nights.
I like this rather than Dear Derek, it's Oh Dear Derek.
Yeah, at this rate.
Yes. Excellent. Well, let's jump in with our first topic, which will not be of any surprise to anyone. What are you playing? So, Tim, what are you playing?
What have I been playing? Well, I have been playing the one that we're probably going to talk about, the game of the month, but that is a topic later on. So I'm instead going to talk about Pico Collection 4, which is the one I was playing last time. And I sort of going through all the games on it to see what I think. And I was building up to Glover. So I've now given Glover a try. I'd never played it before, so this is the first time out for me. And I say it is really fun. It's very hard to control, but that's kind of the point. Like the challenge of the game is trying to get the glove to do stuff, but you're picking up the ball and throwing it and slapping the ball and trying to follow it around and get the ball around. And it's a really nice concept and it works really well. But I can also see why it was overshadowed by other games like that at the time, because there's a lot of games that are a lot better doing that sort of stuff. But it's nice to revisit it now and play that. And I've been playing that mostly on the EXP as a handheld. I think it'll probably work nicer with some McGlovin. I was going to say McGlovin. So yeah, no, I really like it actually. I would say the cart overall, I would give it like a 50-50 split for me, my personal tastes. But you get 10 games, and I would say there's 5 good games on there and 5 maybe not so good. But I think that's enough. I think 5 decent games in the cart is enough to sort of make it worthwhile. And obviously, it's also got. I'll just do a quick little rundown. So I would start off with the bad games. The games I don't particularly like. You've got the Fidgets, got Mermaids of Atlantis, which I tried to like and just couldn't really get my head around it properly. You've then got Skull Jagger, I think it's called. That wasn't really for me. Zero Tolerance as well, I thought was very hard to play. That might play better with analog sticks. And then Risky Woods, I thought was a bit... The one thing which really annoyed me, you have to pick the stuff up when you drop it. You don't just walk over it. But you then have got Star X, which is like a Lilac Wars style game. That was really fun. Got Bad Street Brawler. It's quite a nice pick up and play. Target Renegade is actually very good. I really enjoyed that. And of course, then you've got Street Racer, which it's not great on the EXP because of the small screen. I would say you probably want to play that on a VS, and also you can play up to 4 players on a VS. So that's probably more reserved for the VS. And then Glover was the tipping point because I hadn't got to Glover yet. And I was like, if I don't like it or I do, let's see if that cart's going to get a thumbs up. And it has. So thumbs up from me on Pico Collection 4. One last little thing on Glover before I end my talk. I quite like that all the little tidbits on there, a bit updated. So it's Katie, the little Evercade mascot, is there to give you all the little tips. So it's a sort of unique version of it.
Yeah, there he is.
So that was nice to discover that because I didn't expect that. I was like, okay, it's a nice Evercade version. There you go.
Excellent. Blanners, what are you playing?
So yeah, mainly I've obviously been playing the game of the month like everyone else, but just like Brewski here, or Brookie, where he is. I went and played back and played a bit of Duke Nukem 1. Yeah, I love it. The fact that it's natively ported. They spent some time doing it. It's the same guys that done it as well. So yeah, I'll talk more about what I've been playing when we get to it. But really, really happy about it.
Okay, exciting. Matt, what are you playing?
I recently, since last time I was on here, so not necessarily this week, but since last time I was here, I managed to complete Roadcraft DX with the Wizard. Oof. So I was really pleased. I got to level 11 at one point, and like a stupid death, as always. You like not paying attention to how many lives you've got or whatever. But I managed to complete it with the Wizard. 100% of the chests I got 100% of the secret rooms, and a score of 64,440. Which is actually my second best score. I had slightly more with the Warrior, 66,150. But the warrior, there were 12 more chests available, 12 more treasure chests available. So I got all the chests I could in the wizard, but there weren't as many as when I completed it with the warrior. So I've completed with all 3 characters now. I'm 13 achievements out of 18 now, so I've got 5 more achievements to get. I reckon there's a couple I can do. There's a couple I don't even know what they are, like the Viking, like the Berserk. There's a Viking achievement or something, so I'm gonna have to try and maybe get onto the Hangout and see if we can work out what some of these achievements are. There's things like dry run, which I guess means don't drink any potions, and there's like a pacifist run, which I guess means don't kill anything. And then there's like a true dungeoneer or something like that, which I guess means kind of get all the achievements or something. No, really good fun. And now thinking, do I go for that Game Boy Color physical edition?
Yes is the answer.
It does come with the digital version as well, which would be good. I've obviously got some Game Boy Color and things, but I have got like a PAL Kitty as well, which I could put the digital version onto as well. So yeah, it's £40 is quite a lot, but I don't know, maybe
it'd be worth it just to have.
It does look good. It does look really good. It's 10 levels or something, or 11 levels, with redone soundtrack and all of that sort of stuff, isn't it? Like into the Game Boy. So yeah, does look really, really good. So that's that's the main one, other than, as we said, Game of the Month.
Super. And Derek, what have you been playing?
He's frozen again.
Well, I've been a little bit different this week, and I've been going within
Here he is,
Television Collection 1, namely Astro Smash. So
Nice.
that's been the big one for me. Yeah, I've really wanted to get back into it. I love my high score games, especially things like Asteroids and things like that. And this just puts a slightly different twist on it. I love the controls on the EXP. And I must admit, I've really, really been tanking it, getting some not only fantastic high scores, but you can rack up the extra lives, something special. Before I knew it, I was over 20 extra lives. And, the only time I seem to ever die is if I make a schoolboy error, like I shot an asteroid, it breaks into 2, and you're already going left or right into the one that breaks off. But otherwise, pretty much, there's so much potential for brilliant lives and just lasting forever. Really, the screen changes different colors as you go through the different stages, and it's just wonderful. I've been so looking forward to getting back to this, but I wanted to have some decent time to really sink my teeth into it and get some really, really high scores. And I've got to say, it hasn't disappointed. So yeah, if anybody hasn't picked up in Television Collection 1, do keep on the look for it, because Astro Smash itself is worth its weight in gold.
Agree.
Usually it's things like Night Stalkers or Thunder Castle, or even Princess Quest. Princess Quest again is a gold mine. What a fantastic indie game. There's some absolutely brilliant ones to play on in there. And I mean, Shark I sunk hours into, but yeah, Astro Smash for me at the moment is where it's at. And if my Evercade's on, I'm playing that.
Nice. So I have picked up 3 new carts. Three new carts. People that are over on the TVG Facebook page would have seen that I put them in there. Had a very good deal. Not just a clever name, that they had a very good deal. So all of these came to under £40, which I thought was pretty good for 3 brand new carts. So I have picked up Atari Arcade 2. I know absolutely diddly squat about most of the games on this, so I figured it's dead cheap. I'm going to give it a blast. Also comes with some funky stickers and whatnot, so yeah, quite looking forward to that one. I then picked up, to feed off of Derek here and to make Ryan incredibly happy, I picked up in Television 2. Now,
good one, actually.
The main reason I picked that up is because obviously it's going to be going legacy, and if I play it and I think it's absolute donkey doo-doos, then I will just get rid of it for face value. But I, like you, Derek, I actually enjoy that first in Television cart, predominantly for Astro Smash. but also for a couple of other games on there. The names escape me because I am not particularly au fait with Intellivision. But I really enjoyed that first collection. And so I'm going to see just how right or wrong Ryan is. So maybe I'll do a Tim. Maybe over the next couple of weeks, I will work my way through Intellivision 2 and see what I come out at.
And we'll see
Do
and
it.
record
Cloudy
your utter
Mountain's
disappointment.
amazing.
And then the last one I got, which has taken me a while to get to, but I've had a real hankering to play this series, and I thought, well, let's play it on Evercade. I have picked up the Tomb Raider Collection 1, and this is what I have been playing mostly, because, like I said, I've had a real hankering to play Tomb Raider at the moment, and I have to say, I thought tank controls, I thought, oh god, this is going to be really awful and awkward, and it's not. It's actually plays really nicely. It plays really well. It looks great. I appreciate it's not the anniversary editions. It is just the straight ports. I believe it's the PlayStation ports. But that's the ports I remember. I remember the PlayStation ports. I don't remember the PC versions or anything like that. So I'm working my way through Tomb Raider. I think I'm maybe 4 levels in. The part with the T-Rex still gets you. You know, it still gets you as it comes out of the darkness there, and it's great. You know, I haven't jumped on to see what Tomb Raider 2 and 3 look like. Tomb Raider 2 is probably my favorite of the original trilogy, but I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. So I think what I would do is keep an eye on the collection 2, because I think that is almost certainly going to appear.
I really like Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider collection one. I really like the first one. I know, people struggle with it, but I played it on Saturn. You didn't have analog sticks on Saturn, just a joypad and buttons. That's how it plays, you know, and I really enjoy it. And I love that kind of game. I don't have enough time for that kind of game. Those long form, work your way through puzzles and all of that sort of stuff. I love that. But yeah, where did you get them from, Ollie? I was typing in the chat at the time. What did you say you got there?
I got them from Very.
Oh, Very. Okay.
Yeah, they had a really good deal on where they've got quite a lot of money off of just generally Evercade carts, and then there was spend over, I forget what the value was, but spend over that, get another 20% off. And so so I just got them all for a very reasonable price. I think it might have been 40 posted for all 3, which I thought that's
good.
Not bad. Definitely. Not bad at all. So very, very happy with those. So I'm going to continue with Tomb Raider. But yeah, I'm going to do a triangle face. I am going to make my way through Intellivision 2. So come next TEP, I'm going to be making my way through this, and I'm going to see where it's at. Derek says Cloudy Mountain.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Dungeon Crawlers. Fantastic. Yeah, and Dark Tower as well. Yeah, that other one. Yeah, again, outstanding dungeon crawler. Yeah, you really got to get into them. But I forget. I think it's Cloudy Mountain, where you have to, for instance, get a boat to cross the river. You have to get an axe to chop wood down. Yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but there's lots, you know, where you have to hunt through these different dungeons and find it. And also, there's certain monsters you really don't want to come across. So, and you don't know about it until they're almost jumping out on you. So, yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay. Yep. Nick Skippins there saying he actually enjoyed auto racing. Gene agreeing with you there. Cloudy Mountain, Tower of Doom. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, I enjoyed that first IntelliCart. So yeah, let's give it a whiz.
Well, there is a hidden cart. You put them both into your hidden game. If you put them both into your VS, there is a homebrew Intellivision game.
Yeah. Okay, I will.
Yeah, I will and you'll like it because it's horror. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. That's right.
Look at that! The piqued interest has now just reached fever pitch. Right, that's going to happen. That is going to happen. Excellent. A lot of people in the chat playing a variety of good stuff at the moment. So, yeah. So let's go on to our first topic, which is Game of the Month. is back. He's back.
I
So,
went to go celebrate that and then just took myself out with my headphone cable.
oh yeah, don't do that. Jeez. Game of the month is back. The thing that people have been asking for is now back. So enlighten me, someone. What is the current game of the month?
Who wants to do it?
Anybody?
Get,
Biomenace remastered.
Yeah, I was just about to load up my video of it. But yes.
So, in typical game of the month fashion, I have not updated something to receive it. So I am going to be learning about this from you guys, because it seems that you guys are all playing game of the month at the moment. And looking at this, I feel like I do need it in my life. There is walking green dinosaurs, a guy with a knife. You are splitting them like they are just pieces of sausage.
Pieces of sausage. So yeah, I can start if you want. So yeah, I was just happened to be I was off Thursday, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes through the update. Update now, game of the month is back. So I just ran straight in here, updated it, went straight live, literally within 20 minutes of this news being out. I was then playing the game, talking all about it. Yes, I'm so happy. Loads of people are really happy about this cart as well, saying it's what do they say? Saying like this cart could be on its own. This is just like a demo version of it as well, so it's not the full game, which is really good. Obviously, I'll let Derek talk more about it, because he probably knows more about it than what I do. But yeah, this is a lot of people were thinking. Well, I know Derek said he did tease this. That he was thinking that this would be a great game to bring over, and it's been completely remastered, updated into widescreen, just for the Evercade devices as well, and it's really, really enjoyable. So the first part, you get a good. So it's like the demo. So you're not getting the full game, which is what I want. I don't want to play the whole. I don't want the whole lot. So when I get the cart, I've already played the game. I'm glad it's just a little snippet that I can play it. Think, yeah, really good. And then I'll be back. I'll definitely be playing it again. I've completed it on the VS. I then played it last night on my EXP and completed it on that as well. So yeah, it's really, really enjoyable, and I'm so glad it's coming to Evercade.
Nice. Tim, game of the month. Have you been playing this?
I have, yeah.
Go for it.
I really like it. I mean, you can see me going in and out of the building through the cracked glass. It's like there's two graphical modes to play. You can play the original or updated graphics. Both look pretty good, to be fair. And yeah, it's got quite a nice like back and forth. Obviously, you can see from this video, you're collecting keys, you're collecting the chips to close the doors off. So it's not just a straight run and gun. You actually got to think about what you're doing a bit. A lot of people compared this to the Duke Nukem 1 and 2 remasters.
I can see why.
It is a fun little game. It's pretty good. I like the enemy, like the weird, like purple, like blob enemies kept from getting me because they can like jump and like get you when you're on the ladders and stuff. So yeah, no, I think if this is the start of what we're going to see for something which could be Indie Heroes 5, then I'm definitely looking forward to what comes next as well. Because I think since the previous Indie Hero carts, I think Blaze have probably had a lot more submissions for Indie Heroes. So they probably could be a bit more selective and give us a really good quality cart with, you know, the top games available. So I think this could this be the best Indie Heroes yet? Only time will tell.
Correct. Only time will tell. Matt, have you been playing Game of the Month?
Definitely, it is great, and yeah, if you like the Duke Nukem remasters, then I think you like this. It's that kind of platformer, that DOS kind of platformer. Yeah, the graphical change is just colors, really. Actually, if you change it back, not like the Duke one where you change it really shrinks it and back into the normal. So it's just the EGA graphics instead of EGA graphics. It's acronyms from the past. But no, it was great. I'm one of the ones. Yeah, I will play it enough to know that I like it, and then I rarely have enough time to complete games and that sort of stuff. So you can't transfer your save states or anything like that from this to the other one. So I've played it enough that I know it's great. and I know I'll get the cart anyway, probably. So I've haven't played it. If I want to, maybe I'll fire it up again. But I'm not on a mission to complete it, because I'll do that when I get the cart, I think.
Yeah.
But no, it is
Nice.
great, and it's they said it's about the shareware kind of option where back in the day you used to get a game for free, but it would be only part of the game, like one chapter or whatever. And so that's what you get in here. You're getting one chapter of however many levels, 10 levels or something like that, And then, but the full game will be the 3 original chapters from Biomenace, and then a 4th chapter. I think it is. I think it's that way around. That's brand new. So that's really cool. Really cool.
Excellent. Like in the comment there, dang, it really looks like Kurt's brother from Kickboxer. Who doesn't love a good 80s mullet? I mean, that sells a game, doesn't it? A good mullet could sell anything, I think. Derek, Game of the Month is back with Biomenace. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, Biomenace, I've mentioned it a few times here on the show. As I say, this remaster, it's been a long time coming, really, for Evercade, but finally it's here. And to see people's delight, if you remember Martop, if you remember Donut Dodo, every time that one of those games I mentioned stole the show, and this one again has been no exception. It's really reignited the Evercade community, and it's great to see people excited for it. It's got enhanced graphics, it's got redefined gameplay from back in the day, which makes it so easy and seamless. To give you an idea, you have multiple different types of weapons. So if you want to switch guns, you're going to hit R1, and then you can just switch to the next gun on the fly. If you're going to hit L1, you're going to switch between grenades and mines on the fly, literally fractions of a second. So the minute you need it, you've got it. Now, there's loads of hidden areas here, and I would encourage everybody to go through this demo, this shareware, and really try and find them. A great one, actually. One of the stages you'll go through, there's a stretch of water. Now, if you land in the right spot, you'll find a secret area. So that's one of them revealed for you. But I want you to go out and try and find them. Also, you'll find switches throughout the game, and you'll just flip them and nothing appears to happen, but something's happened somewhere in the stage. Maybe you need to backtrack, go up a ladder, have a bit of a look. Yeah, maybe there was an area you went to earlier and thought, oh, that's a dead end. Maybe it isn't now. Maybe there's a moving platform. You can get up higher. You can get those goods. Try and collect all the gems on every stage. Also, one of my favorite things is try and take no deaths on the stage, and you'll get 10,000 points. So that's worth it in itself. There's a leaderboard system as well, which is fantastic. You know, I've played it through on easy, medium, and hard, and thoroughly enjoyed this. I mean, back in the day, yes, we did have this shareware go on where you got effectively a demo, if you will, like we've been given here, which gives everybody a really good taste of what the game's about. And then, you know, it leaves you hungry for more. You want to see those other levels. But yeah, I mean, you're rescuing hostages. There's great high scores. There's gems to find. And also there's keys. And open every door you can. Literally open every single door. Find every goodie behind it. Some are worth 80,000 points, others just 100. You know, are you going to waste that key, or are you going to be, you know, success? So yeah, grab those keys and have a great time. There's a great variety of enemies as well, which is fantastic. Would I say it's as good as the Duke Nukem remasters? No, I think that's still the bar, but it's certainly headed in the right direction. And what a way to kick off Indie Heroes 5. I mean, with this masterclass, it was guaranteed, I think, to set the gaming world on fire here in the Evercade community, and it hasn't done anything short of. The people that developed it have been brilliant, and you know, really engaged on Twitter with my posts and things like that. And you know, I really want to make sure that this collection is going forward. It'll easily surpass Indie Heroes for easily 100%. But yeah, this game alone, I think I've seen lots of people saying they would literally put the pre-order down now if they could, because you know, they're that desperate to experience the rest of this fantastic game. So yeah, once again, I think this time Blaze has hit a home run.
Yeah. It's very high praise from everybody, including the chat. I don't think anyone has said a bad thing about this game so far, which is incredibly refreshing. It does remind me of the Duke Nukem remasters, as everybody has said. I've played that first one to death. I just absolutely adore that game. So I think probably what I will have to do, maybe even while we are live, is get that updated and get Game of the Month, because it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was so happy. You've seen, I've been banging on about Indie for Evercade for since the turn of the year, and I'm so glad they've come back with an absolute banger as well. Also, first cut of 2027 has just been announced, boys, and that is Indie Heroes 5. So we all know this is going to be the first cut. It's coming beginning of 2027. Sorry, I can't wait.
I'll say something bad about the car. It
Also,
isn't coming out until
just to
next
say
year.
briefly.
Yes, go on, Derek.
I was just going to say, for anybody that didn't know in the chat, and I'm sure you do, you hit B and select anytime you want throughout this shareware level, and you'll go back to the retro original look of the game. So, do make use of that. In fact, do a whole playthrough of it, which I plan to this week, because now I've beaten all the difficulty levels. I like to go back and have that classic look of the game I remember. And these guys that have worked on this remaster, I can assure you, they're looking at other licenses. I mean, I'm not saying any particular games, whether it's Jack Rabbit or Commander Keen or whatever. They're looking at potential very sort of similar style games to bring more remasters in the future.
Nice. That's exciting. So aside from anything, it's just cool that Game of the Month is back. I know they said Blaze said they were going to be just taking a break from it, and yeah, they've kept to their word. They're bringing it back, and they're bringing it back with a banger. So Game of the Month is back, everybody. Let's long live Game of the Month.
That's 100% amazing to see it back on the polls as well, by the way.
Yeah. Very
I
rarely.
think it's where Blaze should be. I think Blaze should be the home for physical indie games. I think that's their new tag, or that should be their new tag. That's, yes, we can have N64 games or whatever, but everybody's got those. Not hardly anybody's got these indie games, these brand new indie developed homebrews effectively on physical media. And that's what Blaze could do. The home, call themselves the home of indie physical media, indie physical games or something. I'm not a marketing guy, need to workshop the name a little bit, but the slogan, but that's what they should really be pushing, I think. And you can see from the poll here, you can see from the reaction to Game of the Month coming back, see everybody's saying, I'm going to buy Indie Heroes 5. We only know one game off it. What if there's 11 other stinkers? Well, then Blaze haven't done their job. But everybody's saying this, it's a license to print money. Put these indie games onto physical media, and you'll just sell them. You'll just sell them. Same with Mega Cats 3, isn't it? Mega Cats 3. I pre-ordered it straight away as soon as I saw it.
Putting the brew into home brew. There we are.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Brew me up.
So let's touch very briefly on something that appeared in the Hangout. It has now all been sorted out, I think. So there was a bricked cart issue which somebody brought up in the Hangout today, and originally I think Blaze had said, well, it's hit the 2-year mark, we can't necessarily sort that out. They have now rectified that and actually said to the person, no, we are actually going to sort you out a cart, so that's good. It does lead that question, doesn't it, of how long do you keep supporting these sorts of things for? Like I said, if the oh my god, if the Nexus did the thing that Derek said it could do, if you could copy it from the cart to your Nexus, that would solve that problem quite quickly. But just from looking at the poll that Blunners has put there, I haven't actually had a bricked cart yet. So I'm either very lucky or I'm about to put a cart in later, and I'm going to be very disappointed. Two bricks. So yeah, most people. Well, it's 50-50 at the moment. So most people seem to have had a bricked cart. I won't necessarily go around the panel on this one, just so that we can it was talked about. It was probably worth bringing up. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll go around. What's everybody's thoughts on this? How long do you keep supporting something for?
It depends what you mean by like supporting it. 'Cause I think warranty is for like those sorts of items would only be like 1 or 2 years, but then you can still raise a fault on it for like, is it 5 or 6?
Mm-hmm.
I think, to actually be able to raise a fault. So it depends as well. If something is faulty, you would normally find out when you first get it. Because I think we talked about it before. Advice being if you're collecting a lot of carts, when you pick it up, like test it and make sure it's working. And yeah, normally you should be able to find out if there's something wrong with it. So it depends if it happens over time. I think the issue really then is, again, look at those numbers of how many people have had an issue. I've never had an issue so far. I know people have got like full collections that have never had an issue. But when there is a fault, people will post it in the group and we'll all talk about it. But what is the actual failure rate of the carts? I'd be interested to know. I think the biggest risk then is if you've say got a legacy cart, is that going to be at risk where it might break and you can't replace it because it's gone? Because if your favorite cart breaks and it's out of warranty and there's nothing they can do about it, I know it's annoying, but you might, if you really want to get it, you can just pick it up again and get another copy. But if it's a legacy cart, then you're a bit stuffed. So yeah, hopefully it is something which. What was the cart that had the problem that was talked about? I'm wondering if it was an older cart as well. Are the carts that are newer having less?
Something like Tato Arcade 1 or something like that.
Okay,
so it's a really new one.
Odd.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the way. Can you, like if you get a hotel key and you put it in your wallet, you can sometimes screw with the actual data that's on the key card, so you can't actually get back into your room. Is there something to do with the way people store them? Could that have an issue on it? Because I always remember back in the day, it was keep magnets away from your cartridges because you could really balls up the cartridges by having magnets near them. So I don't know if there's, like I say, I'm not a tech person, so I don't know if that's a thing. Could it be that people could be storing them in slightly funky ways? I don't know.
I'm always concerned about keeping up my stuff in the loft because it's very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. But yes. Christmas lights always survive, right? You put your Christmas lights in the loft for the year. You get them down next Christmas and they're working. So I'm like, have faith in the Christmas light stress test. But whenever I've got any of like my Mega Drive or N64 stuff out the loft, plugged it in, it's worked. So and those aren't great conditions really in my loft because it's again very hot in the summer, very cold in the winter. But it's dry, so depends if it's somewhere there's moisture in the air. Don't know.
Yeah, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah, just reading what actually was replied back was, thank you for reaching out to us. We're very sorry to hear that your cartridge is no longer recognized by your device. Over time, cartridges experience wear and tear from regular use, which may lead to issues like the one you're encountering. While these cartridges are built to last, physical connectors and internal components can degrade after several years of use. Unfortunately, we're unable to assist your cartridge as it's now outside of a 2-year warranty. But like Obsolete has put in here, he did have to point out that in his country that he is in, the law is actually 3 years. So then after that, they've then said that they would replace it. It's just I know Andy, who's really hot on this, and that's why we're quite gutted that he's not in. I've just posted a link to what he posted on one of these comments in the Hangout. So if you are a member and you haven't seen it, go and watch that video of another podcast that actually took that podcast down. I know a certain member of our channel has actually got the archive of that, so I think you guys should all pester him to try and get it. But yeah, because if Blaze have asked someone to take a podcast down, I think it wasn't over that kind. I think it was over use of of the Ever SD or whatever. But yeah, don't think that's right. I don't think you should be doing that. I think I'm never going to be taking one of our shows down. I can tell you that now. But I do feel
free speech, don't we?
Yeah, and I do feel there's going to be like when you've sold 1 million carts plus, you are going to have issues. It's how you deal with those issues that the main problem, main thing. And just like how would you stop this kind of stuff from happening? Is this when they were trying to like flash carts? Is this when they were like, we went for a bit where it was like, oh, your cart needs an upgrade, and then they were flashing carts, but then they were actually bricking them? Is this what they were trying to prevent stuff like this happening? The fact that they could then reflash your cart, but then if your cart's not being read, then how can you fix that kind of thing? So, do you know what I mean? It's really hard. Like, I know how can they stop this? They've sold over 1 million carts. I just don't know what. I know Derek had a great idea, like he said in our members only content. But yeah, I just think 2 years.
Yeah, I think there's a few things they can do. Again, Andy's the expert on this, but one of the things they could do is the file system, to get too geeky on this, the file system on the Evercade cartridges is what's called FAT16, which almost nobody's ever heard of. I've been in IT for 26 years and I've never worked on a computer that has a FAT16 file system. FAT32 is where it's at, and if they just stored the data on the cartridge in the FAT32 file system, that would help, because it's got its own inbuilt recovery. If a file gets corrupted, it can kind of fix itself. FAT16, there's no chance of it doing that, and that's probably one of the problems. Is a file gets corrupted, and it only needs to be a little corruption, and then it just can't read the cart. It just thinks the cart's empty or thinks the cart's blank when it's not. Okay. The other thing that Blaze could do, even for legacy cards, even for out of warranty cards, is they could just, do a send and return, kind of send us your card, we'll fix it and send it back. It's something I offer. If you're in the Hangout, I've got, but the issue is, if Ollie was to say, Matt, my Atari Arcade 2 cart is busted, can you restore it? I can't, because I don't have that cart. I haven't got a backup of that cart, so I'm not a full collector. I haven't got every single cart. I've got most of them. I haven't got every single one, so I can't offer that. But Blaze could, and they've done it before. They've done it, and again with Andy, he sent them a broken cart and they sent him it back fixed. It is possible. And if they were to charge just a at cost kind of fee of that in terms of postage, I think the community would be happy with that. It's about what they're doing in customer service. The argument of why does my 40-year-old cart still work no problem and the Evercade carts don't is chalk and cheese. It's like saying, well, why does my cassette get blank and my CDs will work forever? This is solid fixed media. This is rewritable media. And that's the same. It's the same with this. A Nintendo card that's 20 odd years old, that will work because it's fixed. It's the game is burnt into the chips. Whereas this is, it's like having the negatives of a photo of your film or an SD card of your photos. It's completely different. So it's not really that argument, and it's not. Maybe these aren't the best quality. Maybe they haven't got the best components in them, but it's rewritable media.
Okay.
If you do look after them, you eject them and all of that sort of stuff, that can help. But yeah, they potentially, actually, one of the other things that Andy has said is that because of the components in here, actually putting them on the shelf and never using them is the worst thing you could do, because they need an electrical current and things to go to keep them kind of alive. But some people are worried. I've not had a broken cart, but I've seen quite a few because of the service.
What's your restore rate, mate?
There's been a couple. I've had about 6 that have been sent to me that I've tried to restore, and 2 actually just never would restore. So yeah, about 33%. It's not great. It's not a guaranteed fix, but
no.
it's better than nothing. And if you've got a Technos Collection 1, it's worth the shot, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So before we jump on to anything else, Derek, any thoughts on this for the moment?
It's great to hear all your views. I'm obviously going to consolidate these and get back to Blaze on it. Something I fully agree on is their customer service does need ironing out. I get that. It's about putting the right people in the right jobs. And unfortunately, whatever that email, that got through was certainly not vetted beforehand. For instance, what I do is that if I was going to send an email out, it'll go through the third party before it goes anywhere. So they'll check spelling, they'll check grammar, they'll check, how things have been worded, and that would never happen. But for some reason that person has typed that out and has gone out to somebody, and that can cause, as we've seen, hundreds of messages and can put a really negative spin on what is effectively a very positive company. Do the cartridges need work on them? 100%. Do they need better components? Yes, they do. Are we willing to pay for that? That could also be another huge debate. But for now, I think, Blaze could look to other things in the future. As I say, perhaps incorporating some form of memory to something like a future Nexus, where you could upload the cartridges, and then if there was a problem, you can re-download them, or even offering some form of internet form of connection where you could then download the cartridge onto your cartridge. All you have to do is put it in and register it with a number at their end, and then that way they know you've officially bought it. Something like that. Idea. So again, it sort of negates people sort of cheating the system, because once you get it, you register it. So, it's just little ideas there. They've just got to put a little bit more thought there. And as I say, this has really blown up this week, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong. I had 5 cartridges that failed. So, that's no small amount. So, I don't want people in the community buying these and 2 years down the road unable to play some of their favorite games. So, I'm hoping, Blaze will take some of this criticism on board, and hopefully moving forward, we can hopefully get no more emails along those lines. That's certainly number one base I need to touch. And then obviously the second one is just sort of making sure that, these cartridges in future are as future-proofed as possible.
Excellent. But yeah, it's had a happy ending. Don't be dirty. It's had a happy ending though, where people are the cart has been, or they're getting a replacement, so it is working out. So and the customer service that I've received from Blaze has been good, but that doesn't mean to say that everybody has the same experience, because they don't. So but yeah, I think hopefully this will be something that they can take forward and sort of run with in the future, and we'll see how it goes.
I think the thing is, as well, is that's the kind of experience that might stop someone collecting. And like, we're all here to talk about how keen we are for Indie Heroes 5. We're about to look at the roadmap. We want to keep getting new carts. But if someone has a bad experience enough times with carts bricking and stuff, and then not having it fixed afterwards, like Blunder said, it's not about the problems. Problems happen. They're unavoidable sometimes. But it's what do you do about it when it goes wrong. And if you have a bad experience like that, that might make you go, actually, I'm done collecting, which, we don't want to do, because we want to collect these things. Yeah, that's why we're here.
There was a former member of the panel who had that sort of experience, and rest in peace. He's no longer collecting.
Yeah. It's got to do it every time. Okie pokey. Let's dive into the next topic, which Tim alluded to there, which is, of course, the updated 2026 roadmap. Blunners, do you have the roadmap there?
Yeah, big thank you to Andy. I stole this off him, and I did say to him I'll put it up, but it will cover us for a sec. So you're gonna have to just talk as you want. So boom.
Kadoosh! Look at that.
Ooh.
So, I mean, when you look at, again, if I think I said this on a show a couple of weeks ago, when you looking at this as a map versus maybe 2022, or even 2023 sometime, look at that. We've got a Turrican collection. We've got a Taito Arcade collection. Doom is coming to Evercade. Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are coming to Evercade. We've also got the Nexus releasing. Like, this is all stuff that we were always hoping would happen. Does this mean that some years are going to be more exciting for people than others? Absolutely. The Duke Nukem one was an all-time high. This year this year we're getting some absolutely incredible games. Last year we got some absolutely incredible games as well. So yeah, the roadmap for 2026. Tim, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's shaping up to look really nice, actually. I mean, I think the one I'm most looking forward to is the Mega Cats 3, because I really do like those games. I've seen Blunders play a few on the channel as well, and they do look really good. And then Doom. I'll be really interested to know what is on there, because there's lots of versions of Doom. There's lots of ways to play Doom. I mean, if I want to play Doom, I can play Doom now. So will I want this version of Doom on a cart? We'll see what's on there. But I'm hoping we get something unexpected on there, or something nice. Because how many is it? Just Doom, or are they going to be the different versions of Doom on there to play?
Look at Derek stroking the beard. That we'll get to Derek in a moment. I wonder if there's
a rare version of Doom or something, or an unreleased copy of something of Doom. Who knows? But yeah, just looking at the lineup, I think it's a really strong year. I mean, I've never played Banjo-Kazooie either. Never played it.
I love it.
So I might have to I might have to pick it up. But then again, the rare ones are difficult, right? Because there's the rare collections and things like that you can get. So actually, I think Banjo-Kazooie is on the rare collection, which I've got on the Xbox. So I could just play that. And that kind of puts me off then dropping money on a physical cart just to have a copy, because I can play it elsewhere. And same with Doom as well. Like, I can play Doom, it's a good choice for a cart, but do I want to drop money on getting a physical release? Mega Cat Studios 3, absolutely want to get that on a cart, because I don't have any of those games. But I'm a little bit more picky and choosy over the carts I pick up for that reason. I know there's lots of people just grab any carts that look good. But yeah, as a lineup, it's already looking good, and we've still got more announcements to come.
I know.
So yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it?
I think it's a strong year. Yeah.
Blunners 2026 roadmap. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think it is shaping up to be one of the best years in a long time. Like you said, I will be giving away Mega Cat Studio 3 as well. I cannot wait for that. Banjo-Kazooie is a massive one for me, alongside your Nexus. Obviously, I think we're going to get 2 Neo Geos as well. So I think 2 of these are going to be Neo Geo. I think they're going to be next Neo Geos. I think we're going to get another Activision as well. And then, yeah, it just leaves 2 cards. It'll be interesting to see people in the chat. Let us know what you guys think is coming. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year. So far, I've loved Turrican. I've really enjoyed that cart. And I'm really going to enjoy Mega Cats as well, because I've already played through most of the games in my previews of them. So, yes, please. Banjo-Kazooie is really good. I know Tim says you can play it elsewhere, but this is an Evercade show. We play it on the Evercade, boy. So I really can't wait. I can't wait, because it's not the same versions. It's remastered. They've changed it up. I'm glad it's not on the I'm glad they've taken it off the SP. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how they play, because the camera controls on them other versions are ass, and it's gonna, and like, you cannot like jump, and you'll get frustrated in bits. So I'm really looking forward to see how they've worked this to work out. Is it the game that you should be getting with your Nexus? I think there was other ways they could have gone. I think they could have, to get this EverSync kind of working. I think they could have easily done I think Derek said on a previous show, maybe like a Bomberman collection's just coming out. Maybe if we had a Bomberman collection that was there to be able to ever sync around, that would be more for
Absolutely.
a Nexus cart. So yeah, we're really, really interested to see what your guys' thoughts on this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year.
Yeah. Matt, 2026 roadmap. What's jumping out for you?
Well, there's a bunch of it I've pre-ordered already. So I've got the Mega Cats and Activision all pre-ordered, and I've pre-ordered. I don't know if I said it on this show, or maybe it was the members only, but I've got the N64 version of the Nexus pre-ordered. So really looking forward to that. I really wanted to. I actually pre-ordered it before I watched the video. I read the stuff, but I didn't actually watch the video. I watched the trailer afterwards. So I know you've got to jump on that stuff if you want it. If you want the special editions, the limited editions, you just got to jump into it. Excited for the bigger screen. Excited for the wireless headphones connections. I think we need, as somebody said, we need some blue carts in there. We only really got one, I think, last year, which was a shame. And
It was a good one, though.
It was a good one, definitely. A very, very big advocate of it. But we need the Home Computer Heroes 2 cards. There's that whole. I've been so tempted to buy the C64 Black Edition mini thing because it's got 25 indie C64 games on it. Surely there's a deal to be made with them to split that up into a couple of cards. Some homebrew indie C64 games, because those are the ones actually I like. I'm not a big fan of the other C64 games, the old ones. Whereas the Home Computer Heroes, Pesky Robots, and the Rogue 64 was a C64 game. So yeah, really, really looking forward to it. I don't think we're going to get 3. People keep saying about Neo Geo 4, 5, and 6. I think that's too many for the amount of spaces we've got left. I think that's too many. Maybe there's going to be another one, I think, this year, but I think they probably front loaded that to get the maximum amount of sales out of Neo Geo. And Activision 3 possibly, but again, it might be too soon for that. There are some great Activision games that we could be getting some more modern ones. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Banjo because actually, like Tim, I've never played it before.
You're killing me.
I've always been a Sega guy, so I never had an N64. I had one friend, I think, who had an N64. We had Master Systems, Mega Drives, Game Gears, Saturns, so, and back in the day, you couldn't be both. You couldn't, well, Derek could, his folks were obviously loaded, but, but, I was a Sega guy, but I'm looking forward to it because again, it's exactly my type of game. I love that kind of long form, kind of platformy, kind of explorer type of game. So really looking forward to that. And the blue cart looks really cool, doesn't it? I love the blue cart on my Full Void special edition. So different kind of blue. But maybe they only do special edition blue carts. I don't know.
Nice. Derek, what are your thoughts? 2026 roadmap. Is it shaping up to be a good year?
I think it is, yeah, and I think it's definitely a good year if you're jumping into Evercade, if you're perhaps picking up the Nexus or, you're just coming into the ecosystem. My favorite cartridge this year has definitely been Turrican, even though, as I say, I would have obviously preferred the C64 versions to the Amiga. But I mean, the Super Nintendo's on there, the Mega Drive, and I'm a large fan of those as well. So, it's still a sound collection. So yeah, for me, Turrican was a massive one this year. Obviously, yes, we've got Doom coming. Everybody loves a bit of Doom, and I'm on quite a sort of a pilgrimage of FPS games this year. So yeah, that will 100% be one, as long as it's not a version I already currently own, which is pretty thin on the ground, but there are versions I don't. So yeah, it's for Blaze to play the right hand and make sure it's there's at least something in there, whether it's additional content, something that I haven't got with one of the other versions, because that's what I need. I want a real challenge. And would some additional games be nice on there besides Doom? 100%. Yeah, that would be nice. Do we want too many Neo Geo? No, of course not. A couple more for fans, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Or perhaps a Neo Geo Alpha, or maybe even a Neo Geo mini console, whatever that might mean. But there you go. You know, there's lots of potential there for loads of stuff. So yeah, this year it is nice. Banjo-Kazooie, of course, coming. That was fantastic. I owned it originally back in the day, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it for collectibles, because I love collectibles and games. And trust me, there's more collectibles than you can shake a stick at. You'll be there for the rest of your life, especially with Banjo-Tooie. Trying to collect them all, you'll never do it. You know, so yeah, I dare you, people in the comments, go and collect every single object and then post a picture for us in Total Video Gamers or the Hangout, and let us know that you've collected every single object. Because back then, of course, we didn't have the save states. So if you picked up the puzzle pieces in one of the stages and then you died, you'd have to go back round and pick them all up again. So, you know, you're very lucky there with the save states. But yeah, if you wanted to do it back then, it was quite the challenge. But yeah, I mean, that's a massive cart to kick off the Nexus. Obviously, I would have liked to have seen a Doom version, really, wouldn't I? With the EverSync, to have 2-player Doom or something. That would have been really awesome. But yeah,
back to the LAN
as
parties.
It is, we've got Bang coming with it. There you go. See, yeah, amazing fun. So yeah. I think 2026 so far is shaping up to be good. I think another big bang would be ideal. So yeah, hopefully Blaze hasn't played all its good cards just yet.
So for me, this year is all about that Banjo-Kazooie cart. I love that game. It's a game I have put many hours into on the original N64. So to be able to have a slightly remastered version that's going to be built maybe more for the Evercade than like I said, I don't know what the version on the Rare Collection is like. So, but to have a dedicated Banjo cart, I think is a great way forward. Having Banjo-Tooie on it, that is a massive selling point. Even if you went out and bought a VS and the Banjo-Kazooie cart, I think that is still cheaper than buying Banjo-Tooie on the N64. I think if you want a nice copy of Banjo-Tooie complete, it's, I don't know, it's upwards of like 110, 130 pounds, something like that. So I'm sure you can pick up a VSR for well under 70, call it 25 for the cart, round it up. You're still under the threshold. So I think it was Blunners that was saying earlier, get the carts and get the collections that are expensive, that people would like a physical of, and that is almost printing your own money. So yeah, the Banjo cart is a big hit for me. Sorry, Blunners.
I do say, like what Tim was saying about like Glover. I think it's kind of going to be the same like that, because Glover had like the 3D motion of like going around and changing your camera and stuff. And obviously, Tim, you were saying earlier when you played it, said how it plays really well. I think that is kind of the same kind of scripture they're going to have for these carts, because the main thing for me is, does it still hold up? Because do you know what I mean? Like some of them, I went back and played Conker's Bad Fur Day on my N64, and it was hurting my eyes. At that time, I was like, geez, I was using a pass-through for HDMI and all that, and I couldn't get it to work. So I think that's why they needed to rework it. And like Tim said, with the with Glover and how they got that working, I think it will be similar to that kind of style. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it works.
Agreed.
They have got dual analog sticks now as well. So I know obviously people who don't have the dual analog would need a way of rotating the camera, but they do that a bit with other games.
I think
so maybe it will.
I think it will probably just end up being, if you don't have the analog controller, it would just be the one of the two trigger buttons. It would just act like the C button, and it would just move the camera around like it did. So of course, Doom. You know, that's a huge pull. It really is. I know we're all gamers, we're all collectors. You know, I'm looking at how many versions of Doom I actually have, and it is quite a few. But I would happily part with another 20 quid to have Doom Evercade, because it's a license that we just, a few years ago would have just been in one of those like pipe dream podcasts we used to do, where we would think, oh, wouldn't it be great if you could get something like Doom? And now we're getting Doom.
Imagine if it's that Atari Jaguar version, which none of us have probably played.
Is it a good version?
Awesome.
I don't know, but
I've got it because I've got an Atari Jaguar. Oof.
Is it a good version?
Yeah, Atari Jaguar is the best from back then. Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
It's
the better than the 32X version.
The 32X version is yeah, I don't like talking about the 32X version.
But it's
I still I still think the Super Nintendo port is a good solid port of Doom. It's not the best, but it's solid. The PlayStation port would also be pretty good.
Not as good as the Atari Jaguar though.
Is it not? Like genuinely, is the Jaguar version great?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it crushed the PlayStation version.
Nice. Okay, interesting.
I only really played the DOS version, PC version. So,
oof, even back then, part of the master race. I would love it to. I would, if it was just Doom, it would have to be a bloody good version, or at least have access to other versions for it to be worthwhile. It'd be great if it's got just Doom. If it has Doom and Doom 2. I know Doom 2 is infinitely bigger, but Doom and Doom 2 would be a phenomenal cart. It really would. I would be bang up for that. Even a bit of Final Doom, like Final Doom on PS1 is a really expensive disc now. It used to be able to pick it up for 99p on eBay years ago. Now it's like 50, 60, 70 quid. So yeah, I'm excited for the Doom cart as well. I am going to be picking up the Turrican cart at some point. Derek really sold that on the last TEP for me.
Yeah, it's very good.
But I'm intrigued by what could be coming next. It seems like they've highlighted the spots. Yeah, so we've got
a new wave of coin-op legends is about to drop. So Neo Geo seems like to me.
Yeah,
a legendary publisher powers up the Evercade library once again.
I mean, what could it be? I mean, we've said it so many times. Is it going to happen? I have no clue. Could it happen? I also have no clue. I'd imagine it probably could happen.
Oh, wrong one.
I still want a Resident Evil cart.
Legendary publisher powers up the Evercade. Yeah, it says once again.
That original Resident Evil. Slap that on a cart, because to get that working,
just redone it, haven't they, on Steam?
Yeah, but to play it on your Steam Deck is an absolute faff. I thought someone was like, "Oh, you can make it work in like 15 minutes," and I was like, "Oh, cool. I wonder what you have to do." You have to be really tech-minded, is what you need to be able to do. You have to go on and download a patch and download a thing and put it in a funny drive, rename. I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Maybe that's because it's Evercade only. It's Evercade exclusive. But, you can only get it on an Evercade cart.
That would shift for me, because it'd be I'm a convenience man, when it comes to games. I'm a convenience man. So
could be Namco.
Yeah, could be a bit of Namco.
And will they release the news on cart day again? So are we opening our carts and going, "Oh look, we've got new games coming out"?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think towards the end of the year there has to be a Neo Geo Alpha. It's got to happen.
It's got to.
Everybody is clambering for it. Everybody wanted it last year. So all I can think is they must have. It's got to happen. Surely.
I was reading somewhere that Square Enix own Taito, which I didn't know. They're the parent company of Taito, apparently. So maybe some Square Enix.
Oh God, something like did Square Enix, did they own Parasite Eve as a franchise? that original Parasite Eve, was that a Squaresoft game?
I believe so. Yeah, I think that's Squaresoft. Yeah.
So yeah,
And that is a banger as well. That's a great game.
the original Parasite Eve, Xenogears. Was that? I'm getting confuddled now. Was Xenogears, was that a PlayStation game? A
Yes.
Squaresoft game?
I don't know if it's Squaresoft. I'm gonna look it up.
I think it is.
But what about Metal Gear Solid? Those go.
Man, that
Not
would be
get some
cool.
Metal Gear.
I have just picked up the Metal
Yes,
Gear
one.
the
I was
Collection.
MSX
thinking.
Yeah, Square. Xenogears was published by Square.
Yep, get a bit of Xenogears on there. That could be good. I mean, we're in that territory now where we can say stuff like that, and it could be any of that. Yeah, a Ridge Racer.
Oh,
I mean, good
Ridge Racer.
grief.
Need
I
some
mean-
decent racing games, don't we? We do.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah, and Ridge Racer would be a really good shout because those games are they're always top tier. So yeah, who knows? I mean, we're in that territory where it could
Never
be
say
anything.
never.
Never say never, literally.
Cooler World. Oof. That's an expensive
do.
game. That one.
There's so many expensive games now in that sort of arena where they could really capitalize on it. They really could. What have we got? Oh,
Do a real
last
quick
topic.
on this. Yeah.
Last topic before we do Dear Derek. The Kith SP
Oh, look at
is
that.
out. If you're interested and want a Kith XP,
David Bacon and Ice Creams. He's done a full unboxing on it. The actual box itself looks absolutely fantastic.
yeah.
But yeah, it is basically just a Capcom SP, but
Okay.
with a nice new skin on it.
A nice new skin. I don't know
Why
why.
do they do that to Capcom and not the Data
Maybe,
East
yeah.
one that's like orange and blue one?
The
Well,
Blippy.
bluey
one.
one.
The blippy
Yeah.
one. If they're going to reskin one, that's the one you reskin. I'm
You're
saying.
hurting his feelings, Tim.
BLI. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, that one could do a reskin. No offense.
I don't know why this is we haven't gone off on a tangent for a long time, so I'm gonna take the opportunity while it's there. I'm sure it's pronounced Kith or Keith or whatever it is, but it just makes me think of. Did anyone used to watch Modern Family? And you had the episode with Kelsey Grammer where he was the butler,
Yeah.
and his name was Keith, and they were trying to get everybody to pronounce it like Keith. No, it's Keith. It's got a th on the end of it, and that's what that reminds me of. I'm just going to call it the Keith edition. Diddy Kong Racing, get out of here!
Mate, what a game that would be.
Get out of
Easy
here!
peasy, man.
That would be. I have actually. Second tangent. Recently, just picked up Diddy Kong Racing because I'm looking to expand my Japanese N64 collection.
Oh,
So,
have you, Ollie?
Look at that!
Let me put you on full screen.
Good job, pow!
Look at that. Look at the back of it.
Absolutely glorious.
Why is the Japanese stuff so much better than what we get? It's a joke,
It's
isn't
just
it?
nice, full, colourful. So yeah, I'm just looking to pick up a few more for my
Rare,
mainly,
it's a
mainly
rare.
yeah. I mainly just went with the Mario games. But I
Very
might as
nice, Ollie's son.
well- Must not do the accent. Must not do
Rename
the
it Hoops
accent.
Racing featuring Joe Hoops.
Okay. Let's roll VT and go to a little bit of
Okay.
Dear Derek.
Do you have a question? Well, now's your chance. It's time to ask Derek.
So there we are. It is time to ask Derek. So let's have a quick look at some of the starred comments. Oh my god, the top one is a banger.
It is.
Oh, what a banger. So first one, dear Derek, as Blast Corps was listed as being on the rare Super Pocket in some places, even though it isn't on the final games list, do you think it's safe to say it will appear on Evercade? Please say yes, because Blast Corps is a highly underrated game.
It is. I mean, it's one of the first games out for the N64 when it came out. There was Super Mario 64, and then obviously Blast Corps came along. So yeah, a lot of people have fond memories there. If you were to put both rare collections into your verses, would you get Blast Corps? That is certainly a very high possibility. So do make sure you've got both cartridges ready for the latter one to drop later this year.
They haven't actually announced the Rare 2 collection, Derek.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie.
There you go. See, just wait and see.
Man, I want to talk more about that, but I don't think we can.
No,
but I want to. Man, that would be killer. I would love to see Blast Corps because that is a game I have crazy fond memories of. Okay, next one. Oh, jumped on my bad.
sorry, I clicked the wrong button.
You're all good, man. Cotswold, dear Derek, as Codemaster is legacy, is there any chance of an Amiga cart with sensible soccer?
Oof.
Oh, well, obviously the one everybody would like would be World of Sensible Soccer. Obviously it would have to be tailored and chopped about for obvious reasons. If it's possible, Blaze will make it happen. But at the moment, there's no news on that ground. But they know it's one that people specifically want. And obviously the Amiga version is the one we want to gun for. So, yeah, fingers crossed in the future.
Excellent. We have got one here from Carl. I just got Good Boy Galaxy delivered and can't wait to play it. What do you find folks think of it? And hello, Sir Top and Hat. Oh, Good Boy Galaxy is a belter. Absolute belter. You will enjoy the shit out of that. I think everybody here would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Good Boy Galaxy's a classic. You can go fishing. There's loads to find. There's great bosses. The levels are fun to explore. There's such an adventure and a story that unfolds there. You're going to be honestly, you'll be addicted. I kept actually thinking about Good Boy Galaxy when I wasn't playing it. So be very careful putting it into your console because you will be hooked.
Mm-hmm. Next one from Noam Stronger. Dear Derek, are you able to tell us anything about existing carts which might see a firmware bump to enhance dual controller options on the Nexus? Ollie talking about Tomb Raider has made me wonder.
Obviously, that's things that's in the pipeline. They're being worked on by Blaze, but obviously, by the time the Nexus comes out, the ones which can see that sort of improvement should hopefully start to filter through. But there's certainly no hurry for a minute. Obviously, the special controller doesn't come out until September either, so it's all in the pipeline. But by the end of the summer, hopefully, we'll start to see certain things coming through.
Mm-hmm. We've got a couple more. Patson Brown, dear Derek, any chance of an Amstrad collection or the Holy Grail of Philips Magnavox? What do we think?
The Philips Magnavox would obviously be a masterclass. It was a really, it was the reason we're all here today kind of thing. So, I would absolutely love to see that come to the Evercade because it's a piece of history. Even if people didn't play it, it's still a massive, massive piece of our history. As for the Amstrad, yes, I'm a huge Amstrad CPC 464 fan. Also, the Amstrad console only had about 25 games, but again, that would be two easy collections. Fantastic games. Amstrad really knew what they were doing with that console. Unfortunately, it just wasn't picked up by developers, but they actually went to developers beforehand and ask them and try to make it as easy as possible to make games for it. And it wasn't just things like burning rubber. If you've seen in modern day, somebody's made a Sonic game for it, and it's absolutely outstanding. But yeah, the Amstrad CPC 464 is so untapped. If they go and speak to Alan Sugar, I've tried to broach him on several occasions regarding it, especially around the time he was trying to get an Amstrad museum off the ground, and to try and wrestle some Amstrad games, especially the Amsoft games with Roland in the Caves and Roland Ahoy, the Prize, all these fantastic games which came with the Amstrad originally. So yes, I would deeply love to see Amstrad collections in the future.
Mm-hmm. Next one again from Namshar. Are we going to talk about how Eversync is just cart sharing with one local Nexus? Maybe they'll expand it, but that's pretty basic.
We mentioned it in the members only, haven't we?
We have. So if you pay your £1 you can see a members only.
He is a member, yeah.
Discussion. He is. Oh yeah. So yeah, in that case, jump on that once it's in. We'll save that little juicy bit for you there, I think. And then the last one from James Barker. Dear Derek, what is the one developer that you never hear mentioned in the Evercade wishlist comments that really deserves some Evercade love?
That's a great question, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, there's loads we always see. But, one that I always mention here is System 3. They recently launched a collection, on platforms like Nintendo Switch, which bring the last Ninja games and things like that to the platform. I would love to see that come to Evercade. Bit of Flimbo's Quest, some Myth, get the Last Ninja remix on there and things like that would be absolutely fantastic, especially to see the different versions like the ZX Spectrum, in the Amiga and the Commodore 64. There's so much untapped potential there. But yeah, I never see people crying out enough for it, really. So yeah, that's definitely one I would love to see come.
Okay.
Ollie, yours the Bullfrog on it, Ollie.
Bullfrog. Yeah.
Oh, with a mouse.
Especially now that we've got that mouse. I mean, is that going to be one of the carts? If that is one of the carts announcements, I'm just gonna throw it out there. If
LucasArts point and click game.
No, I want Bullfrog more. I want Bullfrog more. If there is a Bullfrog collection and it has theme park on it and it comes with a mouse, I mean, I will throw money out the window. Just whatever it costs. Just have it on tap. I think this would make this year the best year for me. I don't think you'd be able to peak this year with Doom, Banjo, and a Bullfrog collection. That would just, throw Simpsons Arcade in there as well. Good grief. I will die on that hill. But there we are.
There's one last thing that was brought up in our chat earlier. I'll try and say his name, but I might butcher it. So rest in peace, Yoshin. Is it Kishimoto? Is it creator of Double Dragon, WrestleFest? It said his games helped gain a large audience for the Evercade in the earlier days. Technos Collection 1, Technos Arcade 1, Double Dragon series, Blackout, Combat Tribes, etc. Also the Technos Super Pocket, and it is worth giving him a shout out for his work. So rest in peace.
That is a sad day.
Absolutely. I've played his games since the 80s, so I absolutely love all of them. There's not even one I dislike.
Yeah. Agreed. So all that leads us to do now is to thank everyone for joining along live. It's always wonderful to see so many of you in the chat engaging. So thank you for making the show what it is and the community what it is. Also, if you want to know what our members only topic is, it is has the Evercade just moved from retro niche into modern handheld territory? So if you would like to see us discuss that, you can become a channel member for £1, and there are a few videos on there now which are members only that spawn all of our shows. So it's definitely worth your £1 for sure. And that £1 is just $1 if you are American. It is €1 if you are in Europe. As we said before, I don't think it is 1 rupee. I think it will probably, balance out at some point, but it is one of whatever you are, wherever you are. So yeah, before we do all the usual sign-offs, it's just to thank Matt for joining us. It's always good to have you, my friend. And Derek, always good to have you too. Head on over to X if you're not already on there. Derek is the man with his finger on the pulse. So Topman Hat over on X. Go follow to get all your mega updates before anybody else gets them. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button because that helps us out a huge amount. As I said earlier, for £1 or $1, €1, you can become a channel member, and that helps support the channel. We've just done a huge amount of giveaways on one of our other shows. We gave away 2 PS5, brand new PS5 games, and Metroid Prime on Switch. So all the money goes back into the channel and making things work. So as Blunders has alluded to, we will be giving away a copy of Mega Cats 3. Maybe we'll give away some other bits throughout the year. So yeah, that's what all the money goes towards. Do consider hitting that thumbs up button because that helps us out a great deal too. And I think that's all the bits. That's all the bits, isn't it? Oh yeah, give the video. Yeah. Yeah. In that case, we will see you Monday for Uncensored.
Thanks.
Timmy's Tanks. Can we make it?
Returns.
Can we make it a hat trick where we've won 3 weeks, or did we lose last time?
We lost. We won last time, but we lost time before that.
Oh,
We got taken out by a one-hitter quitter, didn't we? From
we did.
Someone in the chat.
It might have been. It might have even been Dave Newland.
I think it might have been one shot at us.
Just unbelievable, unbelievable. So yes, if anybody would like to join us for a Timmy's Tank, please do join us on Monday for Uncensored, where anything could happen, but we probably will talk about video games. So yeah, we will see you all Monday. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.